Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe and please turn on the bell as well. Thank you so much. So in the last update about Jodha and Akbar, we saw how Rukkaiya came to Jodha to take the baby according to their agreement before Jodha gave birth, and it was so difficult for Jodha to let go of her baby, but Jodha still let go, and Jalal tried to pacify Jodha. That was the last update. Let's continue from there. Hussain was crying and Rukkaiya was making him sleep, but the baby even cries more. Rukkaiya says that she thought that Hussain was the most calm out of the twins, but Hussain is crying now. Rukkaiya asks Oshia to do something, and some wives comes there and says that it is said that if a child is crying non-stop, then it is the problem of the person who is carrying him, and they think that the child has known that his mother is not Rukkaiya but Jodha, so Rukkaiya should return the baby to his actual mother. Rukkaiya scolds the wife and sends them out of her room. The doctor comes to check the children, and Jodha says to everyone that everything that happened in the last few days, after that, she thinks that she will completely undo the upbringing of her child, and she doesn't need any nanny for her child. Jalal asks that will Jodha be able to do it, and Jodha says that she is Azan's mother and she will bring him up by herself. Hussain was crying on Rukkaiya's lap, and Jodha comes to Rukkaiya and takes Hussain from her. Hussain stops crying immediately, and Jodha says that she knows that the child belongs to Rukkaiya, but if Rukkaiya wants, then she can become Hussain's nanny. Rukkaiya angrily takes Hussain from Jodha and says that she knows that Jodha gave her the child, but she doesn't want Jodha to come near the child in any way because she doesn't want the child to get attached to Jodha, and then the baby will be seeing Jodha as his mother, so she will not let that happen. Rukkaiya says that she will make sure that Jodha remain away from her child, and Jodha cannot become the child's nanny as well. And Rukkaiya then asks Pulphil to find a good nanny for Hussain, and Pulphil agrees to do that, and Rukkaiya leaves from there with Hussain, and Jodha was hurt and she has tears in her eyes. In Sharafuddin's room, Sharafuddin was discussing matters with his father and other ministers, and Sharafuddin says that Jalal has gone mad because Jalal has decreased their salary and they cannot work like this. Sharafuddin's father says that Jalal has filled his court with Hindus and they cannot do anything. Suddenly, Mehtab started crying, and Sharafuddin's father asked Sharafuddin to stop his daughter from crying. Otherwise, anyone would come and listen to their conversation. Sharafuddin comes to Mehtab and scolds her and asks the baby not to cry. Mehtab cries more, saying Sharafuddin's face, and Bakshi comes there and says that Sharafuddin should be polite with their baby because she is Sharafuddin's daughter as well. Sharafuddin asks that where was Bakshi. Bakshi says that she thought to do some work because Mehtab was sleeping, and Sharafuddin shouted that it is Bakshi's responsibility to take care of her baby, and if she cries again, then it will not spare Bakshi. Bakshi says that the baby is also Sharafuddin's daughter, and Sharafuddin gets angry and he was about to slap Bakshi, but he stops and he wants Bakshi to just handle her daughter. Jodha was dressing Azan, and she says to Moti that she doesn't know whether Rukkaiya has given syrup to Hussain or not, and Jodha calls Oshia to her room. Jodha gives Oshia syrup and asks him to give it to Rukkaiya and tell Rukkaiya that Jodha has sent it to give it to Hussain, and Oshia agrees and goes from there with the syrup. Jalal comes there and sits beside Jodha, and Jalal says that Jodha should not worry because Rukkaiya will take care of Hussain. Jodha says that she knows that Rukkaiya will be a good mother, but she doesn't know why she is feeling tension for Hussain. A servant comes there and says to Jalal that Jalal's guest Mirza Qazim, that is Jalal's paternal cousin, and his wife Zeenat has come to meet Jalal from Kabul. Jalal says that is a good news, and the servant should call them inside with respect, and he will come to meet them later. Hussain receives Mirza Qazim and his wife Zeenat, and they both go into the court. Jalal meets Qazim and Jalal was happy. Zeenat meets Amida and all the wives, and Qazim says to Jalal that Jalal's children are very nice. Jalal says that his children came to this world with much difficulty, and Qazim says that for parents, children are always precious, and he also have one child, and Zeenat take care of him very well, and he is very lucky to have a wife like Zeenat. Qazim says that they brought gift for Jalal's children, and Zeenat comes to Jodha and gives Azan something. Jodha says thanks in Urdu, and Zeenat says that it is good that Rajvanshis are learning the Mughal culture. Jodha says that after all, she is a Mughal wife, and Pulphil says that Jodha takes care of her child very well, but Rukkaiya is worried because she did not find a good nanny for her child, because after Mam Anga's course, then they are very particular in choosing nanny for the child. Rukkaiya looks at Zeenat and thinks about something. Jalal, Pulphil and Rukkaiya talks, and Rukkaiya says that she is sure that Zeenat will become a good nanny for her child. Jalal asks Rukkaiya if she is sure, and Rukkaiya says yes. And did Jalal not hear when Qazim said that Zeenat is very good at handling kids, and now they even know Zeenat very well. Jalal asks Rukkaiya to rethink her decision and first see and talk to Zeenat to know her better. Rukkaiya says that she has seen Zeenat and she knows that Zeenat is a good person. Jalal says that what if Zeenat doesn't agree to become a nanny? And Rukkaiya says that she is the king's wife and the baby is the heir to the throne. So she will make Zeenat agree to be Hussein's nanny. And can she go ahead now? And Jalal says that it is okay and as Rukkaiya wish. Hussain was crying and Rukkaiya takes him in her hand. Zeenat asks Rukkaiya to give the child to her, and if there is love between them, then it is a good thing. Zeenat says that she will make Hussain sleep, and Zeenat goes from there with Hussain. Zeenat comes to the window side and says that Hussain should tell her if he can see the beautiful moon. But Hussain knows what? Moon have eclipse too. And Zeenat make evil face and she was about to throw the child from the window. But Rukkaiya comes there and asks that what is Zeenat doing? Zeenat says that she was making the baby sleep, and Rukkaiya should see that Hussain has slept already. Rukkaiya says thank you to Zeenat, and Rukkaiya takes Hussain from Zeenat, and Rukkaiya asks Zeenat to go and sleep, and Zeenat thinks in her mind that she would only sleep after completing her mission. Zeenat meets Qazim, and Qazim says that Jalal thinks that they have come to the palace to congratulate him for his children, but they are here to destroy Jalal. Pulphil comes to Jodha, and Jodha says that she is worried for her children. Pulphil says that Jodha should know about the past things to clear her worries. Pulphil tells Jodha that Kamran was the half-brother of Humayun, and Humayun loved him a lot, but Kamran always thought that Humayun is his step-brother, and Kamran had grudges against Humayun, and the matter went so ahead that Kamran made a plan to kill Humayun, but Kamran was unsuccessful in his missions, so after that, Humayun had to make Kamran blind to make him go away from the government. Pulphil says that Qazim is the son of Kamran and he is a nice person unlike his father, but they should still be careful, and Jodha says that she will protect her children from any problem. In the court, Jalal comes in and people chant for Jalal's name. Jalal sits on the throne and Todamal says that people came to congratulate Jalal for the birth of his children. Some Hindu people gave gift to Jalal for his children, and they says that Jalal has done a lot for the Hindus, and they thought that they would have to change their religion, but Jalal removed the tax and relieved them from the stress. Jalal says that the people doesn't have to thank him because it is his duty to see that no one is oppressed, and it is his duty to ensure that everyone has freedom to choose and follow their religion. So from today, he announced that no one will force another person for anything, and all the people chant for Jalal and Jodha smiles. At night, Jodha was talking to Azan and Jalal comes there and says that it is strange that since the time that Azan has come into Jodha's life, then Jodha has forgotten about him. Jalal says that Jodha used to find reasons to meet him, but now Jodha spends her time with her son. Jodha says that her son is also Jalal's son, and Jalal says that Jodha should give the child to him and it will make him sleep. Jalal takes Azan in his hand and says that he feels like Azan will be a great king. Jodha says yes, Azan has actions like his father, and Azan pee on Jalal's clothes, and Jodha laughs and says that she has said it, that Azan is like Jalal, so maybe Jalal also used to pee like this during his childhood. Jodha asks Jalal to give Azan to her, but Jalal says no, and what did Jodha think? That if his child peed on him, then it will separate his child from himself? No, so Jodha should tell him how to clean Azan, then it will clean him. Jodha sits on the bed and cleans Azan's clothes, and Jodha put Azan on her shoulder and make him bob. Then Jodha makes him sleep by placing him towards the right hand, and Jalal asks that how did Jodha did that? Jodha says that she learned it from her sister-in-law to do all this, that when a child drink milk, then it should be made to bob, and then it will sleep. And Jalal says that Jodha had learned a lot in her life, and Jodha smiles. Rukkaiya was making Hussain drink milk, and Rukkaiya was confused as to how much milk should be given to him. Jalal comes to Rukkaiya and asks about Hussain, and Rukkaiya says that Hussain makes her run around a lot. Jalal says that Rukkaiya doesn't know how to handle kids, and Rukkaiya asks that do Jalal know how to handle children. Jalal says yes, and Jalal takes Hussain from Rukkaiya, and Jalal started teaching Rukkaiya all the things that Jodha told him last night about children. Jalal says that Rukkaiya should always carry the child with 2 hands, and if Rukkaiya feed the child with milk, Then Rukkaiya should put him on her shoulder and make him bob so that the child will be at peace, and Rukkaiya was impressed. Jalal says then Rukkaiya should make the baby sleep towards the right hand, and Jalal asks that should he tell Rukkaiya how to change the baby's clothes as well. Rukkaiya says no, she will learn that from the nanny. But how do Jalal know all this? Jalal says that he had seen all this in his dream, and Rukkaiya says that it is strange because she doesn't see any dream like this. Jalal says that Rukkaiya should think about children, then Rukkaiya should sleep, and then Rukkaiya will see it in her dream how to take care of children. Rukkaiya says that it is impressive that Jalal knows everything, and Jalal says at least Rukkaiya accepted that he is more clever than her, and Rukkaiya laughs. Jalal calls everyone into the court, and Jalal says that he did not call them to discuss about any matter, but today he felt very happy when people came to him and congratulate him, and he is a father now, and he wants to celebrate his happiness with everyone, and he has decided that tomorrow is a sacred day for the Hindus, and they would have celebration on that day, and everyone smiles. Jodha says that on this sacred day, Krishna made Ravan lose, so it is a very good day. Jalal says that they will take their kids to the people, but Amida says that the children are very small, and Jalal should not take them to common people. Jalal says but the celebration is for the children, so they should be there. Barbara says that he thinks that the children should also come for the celebration because it is a must. Rukkaiya says that what is Barbara saying? And Barbara says that he knows what he is saying, and Rukkaiya fumes in anger. Zeenat talks to Qazim, and Zeenat says that tomorrow is a celebration day and they will get a chance to do their work and they will not leave this chance. Qazim says that Rukkaiya always keeps Hussain in front of her eyes, and Zeenat says that she is sure that tomorrow Rukkaiya's attention will be diverted and then they would complete their plan because Rukkaiya would give Hussain to Zeenat during the celebration because Rukkaiya trusts her, and Qazim says that Humayun broke his father's trust and now he will take revenge. Salima was in Jodha's room and Rahim was playing with Azan. Salima asked that did Azan make Jodha run around a lot, and Jodha says no, because Azan is very calm. In Rukkaiya's room, Hussain was really crying and Rukkaiya was worried, and she was trying to pacify him, but the baby refused to keep quiet. Rukkaiya says to Oshia that she doesn't know why Hussain keeps crying non-stop. Rahim plays with Azan and says to Jodha that why did Jodha send Hussain away from her room to Rukkaiya, because Rukkaiya doesn't allow him to come near Hussain, and Rukkaiya doesn't let him touch Hussain at all, and Jodha smiles. Rukkaiya was making Hussain sleep and Oshia tries to touch Hussain, but Rukkaiya scolded Oshia and asks him not to touch Hussain again. Jodha says to Rahim that Rukkaiya is very possessive and Rukkaiya is worrying about Hussain a lot, and that is why Rukkaiya doesn't let Rahim go near Hussain. Salima says that she doesn't know how Rukkaiya is handling Hussain because she offered to help Rukkaiya, but Rukkaiya refused to take her help. Jodha says that Salima should not worry because she is sure that Rukkaiya will be a very good mother. Rukkaiya was making Hussain sleep and Amida comes there and Hussain was still crying. Rukkaiya says that Hussain is crying a lot and Amida says that Rukkaiya should let her handle him. Amida takes Hussain in her hands and Amida talks sweetly and puts Hussain in the cot, and Hussain stops crying and sleeps. Rukkaiya says wow, Amida have magic in her hands. Amida says that children like their cot, and later Rukkaiya sleeps sitting on the floor near Hussain's cot, and Amida asks Oshia to call Hussain's nanny to take care of Hussain because Rukkaiya is sleeping. Zeenat was in Rukkaiya's room, and Rukkaiya was sleeping on the bed when Zeenat looks at Hussain, and Zeenat asks Oshia to go away from the room because he has to give duty tomorrow, and Rukkaiya has slept as well, so she is here and she will take care of Hussain, so Oshia should go and sleep, and Oshia goes from there. Zeenat takes Hussain in her hands and goes out of the room, and Zeenat comes to the terrace and she takes her some tablet and makes Hussain eat it. Javeda sees all this and she comes to Zeenat and asks that what is Zeenat gives to Hussain to eat. Zeenat refused to say anything, and Javeda checked Hussain and asked that why is Hussain not responding and why is he not speaking and what is Zeenat did to him. Zeenat still did not talk, and Javeda goes inside to call everyone while Zeenat stands there with the baby looking so worried. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching till the end, and if you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, comment if you can, and I will see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.